Welcome to the Back Nine Six Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 42 of the Back Nine Six Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin, and for the first time in a month, joined by our ice cold, fresh Miller Lights.
Oh man, I missed that sound. I mean, this is not my first beer since dry January, but that sound never gets old.
Man, dude, your fridge here really keeps them
It
crisp.
does. They are very cold, very very cold.
Yeah, that one's not gonna last long.
So I think we should talk about it. When did you have your first drink?
Friday night, so February 2nd, we went out for Susie's birthday.
So you went a whole nother day. Kudos to you for
Yeah,
that.
didn't dive right in like you did midday on the first. No, we split a bottle of wine at dinner. It was lovely. But the first beer was the next day.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
the birthday party we had. So
Yeah, my first beer, like I said last week, me and my assistant did together. She came in the office. She was like, look, we're going to go have a beer at lunch. I was like, I'm not going to fight you. So we went down to, the only respectable place in town. We went to Twin Peaks, Frosty Mugs. And my first beer was gone in 3 minutes. Like a 24-ounce tall boy deleted. And then I realized at that moment that I'm like, you remember that like when you used to get like drunk when you were a teenager? You get that like warm feeling in your stomach.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, this felt like I was getting drunk for the first time. And I literally had two there. But the first one, like I was like, man, it's hot in here. Like it was like feeling it for the first time again.
Well, that's what I text you guys when we ordered the Peter Millar shirts, and nice touch with the mint in the box. I got them that Thursday night. So I also did sugar-free January, and I ate both of them, and I was like, I think I'm buzzing from the sugar. Like the sugar had an effect on me. It was crazy.
Isn't that crazy how your body, like you lose your tolerance way quicker than you gain it?
Oh yeah.
Which for me is probably not ideal with my week coming up. But yeah, your body's an amazing thing. It's crazy how quickly it repairs itself.
Yeah. What can we talk a little bit about Mexico? What's the itinerary look like?
So we charter a plane on Thursday. Probably about 65 people on the trip. We leave Thursday morning, like 11. We get to Cabo on Thursday at like 1:25 their time. It's a 4:15 plane ride.
Okay.
For those who do not know, Cabo San Lucas is on, essentially go to San Diego, go straight down the peninsula.
Okay.
At the very bottom of the peninsula. Friday is like, do what you want. The pool day. They usually do a cornhole tournament that first full day. Usually the first day, everybody's at the pool, and everybody typically sends it pretty heavily on Friday. Mm-hmm. Then Saturday is the same thing until about 3:00. We're going on a whale watching trip, which I am super psyched about, by the way.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that out in the Pacific, I assume?
Yeah. Yep. So super psyched about that. Sunday's the day. Sunday's the day I'm looking forward to. Not to I don't want to rush through the trip.
Yeah.
But that last full day is going to be epic. We play golf on Sunday. Come back. Probably just based on the time difference. Super Bowl starts at 6:30. It starts at 4:30 there. We'll probably have like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the Super Bowl starts. And then a beach viewing party for the Super Bowl.
That's sweet.
And that's, like I said, Sunday, play golf and do that is going to be pretty cool. And then we head home Monday.
Is the weather looking nice?
Yeah, 75.
Oh, damn it.
Lows of 61, 62.
Ugh.
I cannot. I need it. Like my mental health needs it more than anything. But yeah, it's going to be great. And charter flights, they ruin you. They really do. So last year I took my first one. We went to Playa del Carmen last year. the to be able to like walk around the plane and talk to people, just cranking drinks for free.
Yeah.
Using the pisser as much as you want to use it because you kind of know everybody else on the plane. Just completely ruins the commercial flying part of your life.
Yeah, that's tough. I get it.
And, I don't know how this 4-hour flight's going to go because last year was like 220. People got after it in that flight. It's going to be more of a marathon take to this flight with it being a little over 4 hours. You can definitely not go as quick as we went last year. We realized it about an hour in. Guy I went with, Dan, we were like, we're drinking way too fast. It's only like 11:50. So we'll see how that goes, but I can't wait. I need it. I'm not taking my golf clubs out. I'm just going to use rentals.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, for one round, I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it, does it?
Can you take them for free?
Yeah, but it's also the pain of like lugging them around.
The logistics of it. I mean, what kind of course are you playing? Is it something you want to like try to post a score at?
Yeah, but it's never the golf clubs. It's the Indian, not the arrow. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love my golf clubs to be there.
Hook you up with like you might get like a regular shaft set or something stupid. I would assume they've got something. Nice,
yeah, I mean, this is a resort. I'm going to assume they've have some options, and I'm going to assume that their rental clubs are probably. I mean, for $400, I've heard that the price of the course is $400. So for a $400 course, you're not going to be rolling out regular shafts and everything. We're not going to be rolling out there with like 6-year-old Cobras, irons.
It's gonna be like a box set Top Flight.
if I paid $400 for a course and they rolled out shitty rentals, I would just be livid.
No, I'm sure they've got like a whatever they've got to deal with whatever brand.
I didn't want to be that guy, but I was gonna call and see what they have before we leave.
I mean, I think you're within your right to do that.
Because, I also don't want to go out there and have a regular shaft.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be pissed if I paid $400 and I'm like, I can't.
The good thing is it's included in the trip. That's nice. So, I'm not paying for it per se, but
gotcha.
I also don't want to go out there and be miserable. It's an ocean course, right? There's going to be some water on it. I really don't want to lose 7 balls either.
Is anyone else bringing their clubs?
So I've talked to one person that said that's golfing. Now there's 35 people golfing, 34 people golfing.
Are they even going to have that many rentals? I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I'm in a resort. I'm going to guess they probably have a ton of rentals.
I think if somebody else is bringing their clubs, bring your clubs. Okay. But you don't want to be the only person.
Yeah, no.
That's not the scene.
No, I mean, everybody going on the trip that I really knows that I'm a golfer. So it wouldn't be egregious, right? They wouldn't be like, oh, look at this fucking guy. Wouldn't be that way. But it would also be I'm the only guy bringing golf clubs on this trip. For one round, it's not like we're playing, because last year we played twice. So I'm twice I'm bringing my clubs.
For sure.
But once is one of those things. Is is the juice worth the squeeze? To bring and carry them around.
Yeah,
taking up room in your hotel room.
I think you got to know what you're walking into to make that decision correctly. You know what I mean? If you call and they're like, "Yeah, we got plenty of rentals. It's tailor-made, so you can get stiff shaft." Fine.
Yeah, I don't even care what brand they are per se. If they're tailor-made or Ping or, I don't even really care. I mean, obviously, as long as it's one of the top tier brands. They don't have to be Titleist.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to be do you have a stiff shaft driver?
Right.
Because that does matter.
Exactly. You're just gonna be
or I'm going to be hitting 4 irons off the tee the whole day. And I played the back tees. I enjoyed doing that. It was cool, watching, we played Cabo last year. It was cool seeing, the holes. It's from that back tee box, that's a tough tee shot. Reliving some of that stuff. So I like to play the back tees. It'd be a really long day if I had a regular stiff shaft or regular shaft in a driver.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
It'd be tough to keep it on the planet, probably.
Yeah, I think you call and find out, and then make a decision.
All right, done. I'm calling tomorrow then. Yeah. I was gonna do it today. I'm God, dude, they're gonna report back to the people putting the trip on for us. yeah, some fucking asshole called here today and see what kind of rental clubs you have. Like,
Yeah.
but now I'm going to definitely do it. Now that I've got like validation that I should be slightly worried about what kind of clubs, maybe not the brand, but like the shafts in them.
Yeah, that's what I would be most concerned with for
Yeah,
sure.
because I want to play well. Like, I don't want to go down there and like shoot some shitty score.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, well, something that will take less time than Justin's phone call tomorrow to figure out about these golf clubs would be you subscribing, rating, reviewing the show. Helps us out a ton. Follow us on social media at Back96Back. Are you going to do a little course content while you're down there, maybe?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, we're gonna get the rundown.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
so this place has got 27 holes, and I think we're playing like the Ocean and like the View or something like that. The Ocean is Jack Nicklaus.
Okay.
The other one we're playing is Greg Norman.
Oof.
So,
You might.
but we're gonna get some course content. I saw some of the views on the course. It's built right next to the ocean. It's gonna have some views. We're definitely gonna maybe even get a patio beer segment in while we're drinking afterwards.
Ooh, okay. Are you taking the hat?
Oh yeah, we're taking all the hats.
Okay.
Great pool hats.
Good. Yeah,
by the way,
the best pool hats. Yeah, reach out to those. You want to buy a nice Imperial hat from us? We got the Patio Beers edition, the 9 emblem, whatever you want. We'll hook you up.
Pool season's right around the corner.
Pool season is around the corner-ish. Maybe.
Hey, the groundhog did not see a shadow.
Yeah.
So an early spring's coming.
Huge if true.
My middle kid she was so excited on Friday. She was like, Dad, didn't see a shadow. We're getting an early spring. I'm so excited. I'm like, yeah, he's got I saw it was like a 37% accuracy. So,
We got to be better, Punxsutawney Phil.
well, if he's playing Major League Baseball, he's a Hall of Famer.
You know what? That's right. You're right. All right. Speaking of Hall of Fame, no, I'm kidding. Not Hall of Famers here.
Well, some of them might be.
Some of them might be. So, look, you were out for blood this weekend on the Twitter machine.
I did.
The X machine, I should say. Specifically at the guy that ended up winning the tournament.
Well, quote unquote, winning the tournament.
Correct. Wyndham Clark. So, for anyone who didn't see, Justin took to social media in response to a tweet about Wyndham Clark taking down Rory at the U.S. Open and then having longer odds than Beau Hossler at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. You said, that dude might be the biggest fraud on tour. Everyone crowned him after LACC. Glad Vegas has finally caught on. It was evident he didn't have the juice when he literally crapped down his leg on 18 in the Ryder Cup.
All facts.
Evident he did not have the juice. So
do we need to explain I'm going to let you explain what you think, what juice is to you, and
Yeah,
then
this
I'm going to
is
explain
perfect.
what juice is to me.
Yeah, so before I do that, I decided it was a good idea. We need to power rank. We need our juice ratings, right?
Yeah,
power rank.
you got to. Active players.
Power rank the guys that have the juice. For me, the juice, this could go a lot of different ways, but in terms of professional golf, for me, it's am I going to watch if you're on TV? Am I looking away from whatever else I'm doing to watch you hit a shot or play?
We agree there.
And 2, am I checking on what you're doing if I'm not in front of the TV? So, if I have a sense of this person being in a tournament, am I, looking up leaderboards? Am I checking hole-by-hole stats, that kind of thing?
We agree with that.
And then the other part of this, I think, is just generally, sort of your gravitas, right? You're just, what's the word for it? Just the way you carry yourself.
Kahunas.
Yeah.
Having big huevos.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think
that's
the juice.
fair. Yeah.
Do you have any other additional?
No, I think that I was going to split it into thirds, right? I think, am I excited to watch you play golf?
Yeah.
Like what you said, am I going to take time out of my day to watch you on TV? I think that's a given. The other one is, maybe not so much checking if I'm not watching, but do I actively care how you're playing on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah.
Because you're such a big part of golf, do I actively care how you're playing in a year? I was highly critical of Justin Thomas last year. Perfect example, right?
It was all out of love.
All out of love. And then, the third one is like, if you talk shit or whatever, you're more than not going to back that. Like, more than not, you're going to back that up.
Sure.
Or like you're going to say something about yourself, like, in a positive manner, and then you're going to go out and like back it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of walk the walk, talk the talk, walk the walk kind of thing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So.
All right. So all things that apparently you believe Wyndham Clark lacks.
Be honest, I don't know if he has any of them.
I will say I like one.
I guess I want to add a little caveat in there. You have to be a proven player. Like, so maybe he has that. He has that part, right? He's got a major. He just won his second signature event.
Yeah.
So I will say, we'll add a fourth spot to that. Like being a proven winner.
Pelts on the wall.
Yeah. And I would say at this point, like just the major, there's a lot of guys with one major, right? You throw it in a 12-month span, you got 2 signatures events. You're starting to, you're adding to that playing profile part of it, I guess would be the best way to say it.
You know what? I guess the other, do you have that dog in you? That's
exactly what it is. Yeah.
And we, based on the Ryder Cup, maybe we're not there with the dog factor, maybe. No,
and we'll talk about, I guess we can talk about Wyndham Clark now. Yeah. Sure. Look, it's well documented. I read, some guy was like, he's, shows a video from LACC, by the way, on 18, which arguably easiest finishing hole in U.S. Open history. I think by stroke average, that's probably a pretty good argument. And just by how wide the last hole is, most U.S. Open finishing holes average about 26 yards wide. I think it was like 55 yards wide or something.
Yeah, that was
so the nerves of and I'll tell you this right now, his tee shot on Sunday would have been in trouble on a normal U.S. Open course, but it wasn't in that. It wasn't at LACC. Let me get back on track here. So someone that has the juice does not go out. And so I replied to this guy with a video when he completely flubs his flop shot on 18, just pretty much leaving Patrick Cantlay like, sorry, pal. It's all yours, like kind of deal. Like, after hitting like a 400-yard drive.
Yeah,
he failed to hit the green in regulation. It was a tough scene. Mm-hmm. And so I just replied with that video, and I'm like, yeah, here you go. Exhibit A. Exhibit B, the next day you get body bagged by Bobby Mack. Cannot happen to someone that has the juice. Just cannot happen. In a match that I think if you were in the U.S. locker room, they were like, like if we need this match, this is a given. Mm-hmm. And you lose to it. Like to a guy that was, I think, second to last in total shots gained in the Ryder Cup. You lost in a singles match too. That's lack of juice there.
Yeah. I get it.
So that's where I was coming from. And I will die on this hill for Wyndham Clark until maybe another Ryder Cup and he proves me otherwise.
Yeah, I think if anybody sat there and listened to you, it was fairly well reasoned. But like when you're tweeting these things or whatever, people throw reason out the window. So
yeah,
it comes off as like you're being hypercritical and too harsh. But really, it's a nuanced. Because the juice is a nuanced thing, it's a proprietary model. We're working at the kinks.
Because here's the thing, like if winning was the only part of having juice, we would have a list of 20.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing. So, and I find him to be like dry. I don't know.
Yeah, he actually,
the most he ever came out was on Saturday after his 60 when he was talking in the booth.
Yeah, I thought he was really good in that role. But yeah, it wasn't like
kind of hard not to be when you shoot 60,
right?
Which, by the way, should not be a course record with a lift clean in place. That is a hard line for me. Also, with the hole in one thing, lift clean in place, you should not. That's not a course record.
Yeah, yeah. It's that was really, really a soggy course. So now he made like 1,000,000 feet of putts. It was almost like 200 feet of putts.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that. But like from a standpoint of, I've read a lot of studies on this. Lift, clean, and place will lower the scoring average by 1.5 to 2.5 strokes in a given tournament.
Yeah.
For pros. Like amateurs, you can have the world's best lie. It may not matter, right? No. But for pros, like 1.5 to 2.5, I believe on Saturday the scoring average was like almost 3 shots lower than it typically is with lift, clean, and place.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have a strong
or
opinion,
lift, clean, and cheat.
Yeah. Jeez. All right, let's get into the juice rankings. Of course, I have honorable mentions. I'm going to run through these.
I don't have any honorable mentions.
Yeah, so I think my top 4 are like, okay, these are proven winner. As you said, like they've got trophies in the case. The bottom 2 are kind of like ascending, I think, in the juice rankings for me. That's why they're there. But then these other guys are just like, I'm monitoring the situation.
Okay, give me yours, because I have a guy that I really wasn't sure. I mean, I guess he's technically an active player, but I didn't think he like fit what we were trying to do.
That's fine. We're doing non-Tiger Woods because obviously,
Tiger
basically is
number
juice.
1 on the list. Yeah, he is. He created the juice.
Yeah. Look, Daniel Berger. When you're like, shotgunning beers at the Ryder Cup,
that's some juice.
And I think he's like low key, like just hyper competitive dude. He's got the whole straight vibing.
Played pretty good in that Ryder Cup, by the way, too. Not bad.
Been battling some injuries. He hasn't won as much as maybe he could have at this point in his career, but I think he's a guy that has got a little bit of juice. That's an honorable mention.
Can I add something to him?
Sure.
Going out and playing with clubs that are like 15 years old, that's juice material, too.
By the way. Nick tried to DM him to sell it because he has the same gloves. Tried to sell him the gloves.
I remember that.
Left him on red.
Yeah.
Sad. I think Akshay potentially could have the juice.
Man, yeah, I agree with that, but man, you went like really deep in the. Really deep.
I think a juice factor for me is like if your game it looks different.
Yeah, no, and Akshay, 100% like fits that.
I mean, the guy, and he also, he found his girlfriend or his fiance or whatever on Instagram, started catting for him.
Baller.
Yeah, like what? Okay.
And by the way, just like didn't go to college. He's just like, no, I just want to play professional golf, and just went and did it.
Yeah, and now he's out there. He plays like every week, and he's a lefty too. I mean,
yep, I agree. I like. I mean, it definitely is there for sure.
Yeah, and then not an active player, but Anthony Kim has the juice.
Oh yeah,
if he were to come back,
so he was another one that I was like, he's technically not an active player, but he's got juice. Like He's the juiciest stuff. I mean, if he was an active player, he'd be in my top 5.
Yeah, and this is my last one. This person's game has the juice, but like him as a personality, I don't think has the juice, and it's Scotty.
Yeah,
I love watching Scotty play. It's so interesting, and he's so freaking good.
Fun to watch.
He's just like kind of ho hum dude. It seems like.
Yeah. Yep. He lacks the pomp and circumstance.
Okay. Fair.
Part of the juice.
Okay. All right. Those were my honorable mentions. What do you got?
So I guess I'll do one. John Daly.
Oh, yeah.
Technically an active player still. He plays in some stuff. But, I mean, the mullet was the beginning of what the juice was becoming. Like when he was rolling the mullet and wins the British Open and then the PGA. Like with the blonde. And it's the blonde hair, too. And then he just crushes beers and goes to Hooters. That is, without even winning 2 majors, is just juice material, for sure. Yeah. Honorable juice material.
I mean, he's like a different version of, how we said Tiger's off limits. John Daly also feels like he's off limits.
A little bit, yeah.
They're like both, they're in
he's
opposite halls.
He's like the co-founder of the juice.
They're in opposite halls of the Juice Hall of Fame. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, like one's Tropicana and one's like Simply Orange,
Sure. All right. Number 6 on your list. Who do you have?
6. So I went with Scotty.
Okay.
I didn't want to say too much, but again, he would be higher if he had some like. I think he's got a personality. I just don't think it's like that personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's so good.
That's the thing is I love
so freaking good.
Yeah, and I just the stuff with the feet, the footwork, and the his hands, like all his swing is just like so unique.
Yeah, and he truly he's the symbol of like swing your swing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to look like everybody else's. That which I like. That's why I love watching him. Right, like
Same.
it's different. He's not a robot, you know. So yeah, that's why he's 6. He barely made it in, but he made it in because he's so good. Like he's just unbelievable. Now I know he probably should have more wins than he does, but those are going to come eventually.
Yeah. 6 for me, Sahith.
Yeah.
He's only got the 1 win, but from like an entertainment and watching him factor, like he's basically like a version of Jordan Spieth. Like you don't really know what's going to happen. He seems like just super likable, super funny.
Yeah, especially at the Netflix series last year.
Yeah. And I think he's still continuing to rise as a player. I think we'll see he's going to squeeze more and more juice out of that orange.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
sure.
He might be higher on the list come next year.
I think so, yeah.
My 5, Max Homa.
That's also my 5.
So, I mean, love to see more wins. Definitely would love to see a major in there. So he kind of lacks in the winning portion of it.
Yep.
But I'll tell you this, he was the only dog on the course at the Ryder Cup last year. The only one.
Absolutely.
And that automatically bumped him up. Like, it overtakes not having a major. Like, if it wasn't for him, it would have just been like a a record-setting beatdown. Like, ultimate beat. I mean, it already was kind of record-setting, but it would have been, like, really, really bad if it wasn't for him.
God, dude, that just reminded me that Scotty cried at the Ryder Cup. I don't know if he can. He might be disqualified from the Juice
Possibly.
power rankings.
Possibly.
Of that. But, it is because he cares so much, right?
Yeah. But another thing on Homa, like his Twitter game or X game, top notch, like in there roasting people's swings.
Yeah.
That's juice.
He's super thoughtful, very straightforward guy. Like he tells you how it is, how he feels.
Yeah.
Has had a long road to get back to this point after basically losing his game. I mean,
yeah,
for sure has the dog in him. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's again, you'd love to see a major in there, but he would be higher on the list if he had a major.
Oh yeah, definitely. He was also my number 5. So do you want to fire number 4?
Yeah, JT.
Okay, higher on my list, but
kind of take it back. I think the beginning of him really having juice was that President's Cup in Australia, where he played with Tiger. And him and Tiger, everybody's just realizing, like, holy shit, they're best friends. That automatically gets you on the list for juice if you're Tiger Woods' best friend.
Yeah.
Or one of his best friends. Obviously, 2 majors. That he's a proven winner. That kind of checks that box off. What was it? SB 2K 14 or 15 or whatever.
Whatever that's
electric.
Started, yeah.
That's juice worthy as well. Yeah, he's kind of the complete package. Just he would be higher had he not like slipped off a little bit in the last 16 months.
Yeah, I had him at number 3 on my list, mainly because of, I mean, if you look at his match play record and the team events, like just an absolute killer in those. And he's also like very out there and loud about it, which I don't think there are really that many guys that, have that fire in these events.
No.
And I mean, what was it? I don't remember if it was in Paris or if it was the President's Cup with like the "I love me some me" with the maple. I think it was in Paris at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah,
might have been his first Ryder Cup actually.
I think it was. Yep.
Yeah, I mean he's just a dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
and everybody likes a fiery little guy. Like he's not a big guy. Like I love a fiery little guy. That's juice. That is he's got that juice.
I mean, he wore pink pants on a Saturday at the U.S. Open and shot 63.
Yeah, that's right there.
Talk about going out there and backing it up. That was it.
Yeah, and other than the last 12, 14, 16 months for him, like he's typically gone out there and proven himself, right? So
yeah, and I know it's 2 PGAs, but he's got 2 majors. So
yeah,
he's validated that first one at least from
100%. Yep.
Number 4 on the list for me is Rory. And this was tough. I'd have him higher if he had done, had won a major in the last 10 years, but he hasn't done that somehow. I just think about like when there are 3 people, maybe 2 people. I don't even count JT on this list. There are 2 people in front of him on my list that I would like be more quick to the TV to watch than when he is vibing and when he is in a tournament.
Yeah.
Like he just brings my eyes to the TV, and I completely respect, his openness. His interviews are always fantastic. I think he's got the juice. What can I say?
Hot take, not on my list.
Yeah, I get it. I think there's two sides.
There's a lot of
Rory
bitch that
coin.
came out in him this year in the last 12 months.
Yeah, I think he was,
flippy floppy.
part of it was on his own doing, right? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
he kind of backed himself into a corner that he couldn't get out of because essentially the tour let him down. I mean,
Yeah,
frankly.
that's not a part of his fault, but he kind of came off as like a fake tough guy in the Netflix thing when they were sitting around getting like. First off, don't try to act tough when you're getting a fucking massage before you're about to go play golf. That should be like an unwritten number one rule of like talking shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't be getting like fucking pampered before you're about to go play golf and talk shit. A lot of fake tough guy in him. At least that's come out in the last 12 months. I'm not big on that. Wyndham kind of has that a little bit. Like he's kind of like when he talked shit to Rory before the Ryder Cup, and it's like you had all the opportunity to back that up, and then you don't.
Yeah.
So like you're a fake tough guy.
Yeah, I get it. I need Rory to channel back some of that, 2014 Rory.
We need fat Rory back is what we need.
I mean, he was still doing it. Like when he was winning in 14, I think he won the Open and the PGA right in that time frame, and it was like the initial Nike Rory, fit Rory, and he was, he's bobbing his head up and down the fairways, just swag walking everything.
That tight fucking choker necklace on.
that was with fat Rory times. But yeah, I don't know.
I think he had it when he was skinny too. I think he got rid of it maybe a little after like 2015.
But I don't know. There's something captivating about watching him play golf, and there's few guys that have that.
Yeah, I mean the talent's world class for sure.
Oh yeah,
all time talent, honestly. But I don't know. It's just like those other portions. Just I don't know. He just doesn't sit well with me right now.
I get it. Number 3 for you,
John Rahm.
Okay, not on my list.
Really?
Yeah, I find Rahm's game to be boring.
See, I don't because he's kind of fits in that mold of like swing your swing. Like it's not perfect. It looks different than most guys. I just think he's got a very distinctive look. He's got a very, very distinctive personality. He goes from being like ultra focused to like extreme hothead hitting a fucking mic at the PGA last year. Which I like. Like, I like seeing emotion. I will absolutely tune in when he's playing golf. Obviously a proven winner. So, would he win like 3 times in the first like 6 events last year or something stupid like that? So he's a proven winner. He's got a major. I enjoy his personality, his fieriness. Like when he made that putt at Torrey on 18 in the U.S. Open. Man, that was like, that's why I like him. I really, really started to like him when he won that U.S. Open. He's got 2 majors, by the way. I don't know why I said 1.
Yeah.
But when he made that putt at Torrey, I was like, God damn, this guy's a fucking cold-blooded killer. Truly.
I was really coming around on Rahm a lot. I think I said that on this podcast a couple times the past year. And like, dude, I mean, the live thing really turned me a bit on him.
You're a live fanboy now, don't you?
Dude, I could not believe Torquay got on the podium. They just hunted down Ripper. It was unbelievable. No, it was just the way he went about it, right? And it was like,
yeah, he was like solidly.
He's like, I'm playing for trophies. Like I'm purely like, and then just like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
And then now he's just like completely like watching his promos for the stuff. He's like so sold out, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So like
I get that.
That's the only thing.
I get it.
I mean, did he play it right financially? Probably. He probably is the one guy that's looked the smartest out of everyone for this whole thing. But like, in terms of the juice factor, I think that probably played a factor for me.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. What was your 3?
3 was JT.
Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do your 2.
My number 2, our king, not our Lord and Savior, because he stunk at AT&T Pebble Beach, Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, he was my 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've got is it 4 majors? 3 majors? 3.
Yeah, he's got 3, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He has 3. Yeah, I mean, he's like
it's
the
must-see
most
TV.
electric. Yeah, whether it's going to be good, bad, ugly, everything in between, it's always something special when he's playing and he's in the hunt and he's on your TV.
I mean, he's the only guy that can shoot 64, and after you get done watching it, you're like, I'm pretty sure that should have been a 75.
Yeah.
Like, it's truly amazing the scores that he gets out of some of his golf shots.
He also does the inverse of that too. It's like he shot 75 and was like, how is it not 65?
Half the time when I'm watching him, I'm like, if I see him hitting the ball, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a 73. Like, I need you spraying the ball. Like, I need you all over off the tee, just being an absolute Houdini out there, like escape artist. Just like it seems like he plays his best rounds when he does that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
the short game is wild. A lot of people get annoyed by the talking to the ball and some of the stuff he says to Greller and all that, but like that's just all part of the experience for me. I find it endlessly fascinating.
Yeah, and I will tell you this, just from going to the Memorial for I guess almost 10 years now. He is, from a popularity standpoint, obviously he's uber popular, right? With kids especially. He's the best with the fans. And it's not even remotely close.
Interesting.
I mean, from a like supply of him just like being, going out and like signing stuff for kids and then like the overwhelming demand for it, he takes care of everybody. He really does. And it's the first time I saw that probably 6-7 years ago at the Memorial, I was like, he doesn't have to do this. He's one of the best players on tour and probably the most popular with kids outside of probably Ricky Fowler at this point when I first saw him. And he takes care of everybody. And that is juice worthy for sure.
Yeah.
Like just being for that much demand for him to like sign stuff with kids and stuff. He's really, 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 really good at that. So
100%.
All right.
I'm guessing we have the same number 1.
I mean, I would guess, but I've got Phil Mickelson.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
We don't have the same one.
Really? Yeah.
Wow, I don't have Phil on my list. Yeah.
I mean, I would say as far as like complete juice, he's right behind Tiger Woods. I mean, look, he's had his fair share of documented blow-ups and pressure situations, but he also has one of the most legendary shots ever hit at Augusta. I mean, when he hit that shot on 13, the par 5 from the Pine Straw, like if he hits it in the creek, that's a whole nother tournament. Instead, he hit it to like, I don't know, 6 feet and then makes eagle. I mean, that just shot after shot, and personality-wise, I don't think there's a more polarizing person. Even before he went to live, like I think he was pretty polarizing. Like you either love Phil or you fucking hate Phil.
Yeah.
And there's really no one that's in between. I used to hate him, and then I love him now. Like even with the whole live stuff, and the whole book thing. Like there's so many aspects, and juice can be bad sometimes, right? Like, but there's just so many aspects of layers and layers and layers and layers of like things he's done. That's to me is like must see TV, right?
I don't know why, but honestly, Phil didn't even cross my mind, which is kind of crazy to think about.
And I mean, look, best electric wedge player ever. I mean, and it's not even arguable. You can't even argue it. When he has a wedge in his hand, you want to watch, and that's something that's just insane. Like, everybody's got the the guy that hits it 400 yards or 390.
Yeah,
everybody wants to watch that guy. Like, give Phil short-sighted flop shot. That's what you want to watch. Like, that is must-see TV.
Yeah, I mean,
And obviously proven winner, but
yeah,
that goes without saying.
I just didn't. I don't. Maybe out of sight, out of mind for me. I just didn't think of it. But like, I mean, you're right. I mean, yeah, I can't argue anything you said.
And if anybody has any argument against that, the dude's the oldest person to ever win a major. If that's not juice worthy, I don't know what is.
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy to me. Like, that's seriously, The fact that I didn't even think about him is like, I think that
I'll
just
tell you
says
this.
enough.
I made him one and then listed out my other people. I'm like, okay, now where do these guys fall in at? Because it was like him and then like 2 was like pretty far back.
Yeah.
If we're not counting Tiger Woods, obviously.
No, I get it. No, I went with Brooks.
I was going to put Brooks on there just because he's a cold-blooded killer in the biggest events. He kind of came off as a little bitch in the Netflix thing. I wasn't crazy about that, but he is electric.
Dude, I hated, honestly, like I liked him a lot and was like a big Brooks guy before the live thing. And then you see the full swing and you're like, oh, damn, dude. Like he was just,
a little bit of a bitch.
He was down bad with the knee and all that. But like, I mean, when he's doing his thing in the majors, and he's got a recognizable swing. Everything is just, when he's locked in, everything is pin high. The putter is stones. He's got the swag. He carries himself a certain way. He talks the talk, walks the walk. I mean, I think he is the juice.
I mean, I will say this. He's the closest thing we've ever come to Tiger Woods when it comes to leading in a major and just finishing everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
like when he gets a lead, it's like, and you're going into Sunday, it's like, this is fucking over. Like, he's not giving that lead up. Like, and it's proven. I mean, he's got 5 majors. There's not a lot of guys that have that.
No, and I honestly probably feels like there's more coming. The healthier he gets, like, I don't see him stopping. So,
I mean, I'll tell you, like, it's going to be really hard to not bet on him and probably, like, at the Masters, the first major of the year. It's going to be really, really hard not to bet, especially how he played there last year. I mean,
the only time he didn't play well at the Masters was when he had the knee issue.
Yeah. When they documented it in the Netflix thing,
he's perennially played well there. I just think he's the guy that's like, he has a presence at the course, on TV. You can feel it and see it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. He, of like the modern era of players, he's like the dude.
Yeah, I'll say now that the more we talk about it, is like I think I probably made a mistake by leaving him off. I just got so overwhelmed like by recency bias of the Netflix thing and just like, dude, he was kind of a bitch in that.
I mean, and he hasn't
it's
done
like
well.
You see this guy that just was like, holy shit, like he's a killer.
Yeah.
And then you see him kind of be a bitch, you're like, oh, maybe that's not him. You know what I mean? It kind of like makes you double take what you thought you actually saw. And I guess maybe that kind of overtook, because the more we talk about it, I'm like, fuck, dude, he does have 5 majors. Like,
yeah. And I mean, the Ryder Cup, the team stuff has been a little sketchy. He hasn't always shown up for those, which that's a bit of a problem. But I think he's pretty solid in singles, maybe just not the best teammate.
Yeah, but it's what's funny about that is like he never really played well in non-major events on the PGA Tour either.
True.
So, like he's openly said, he said it in F, like it's the majors and then everything else is just like whatever.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think if you ask most people, that's how they would take it. That's how they think too. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the more we talk about it, I made a mistake by leaving him off.
Well, I mean, I think I probably did with Phil too, but
mistakes
happen. Look, the juice meter fluctuates.
It's very liquid. There's a lot of liquid.
Very liquid.
Very liquid. A lot of liquidity.
Yeah. We'll have to, maybe we'll do the juice rankings, twice a year or something.
Yeah.
Just to stay on top.
Yeah,
of it.
I can promise you, unless Wyndham Clark changes drastically, he's not going to be on this list for a while. So,
God, dude, Phil came in second at the Masters last year.
I know.
What the hell?
It's so juice. That's so much juice. It's not even funny.
It's unreal. It's like the juice that it says it's 100% juice, but it's like in the fine print is like the 100% of 1% of this is juice. It's like 99% of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, he's at the age now, he's got that old man juice, right? Like, the guy that you go play basketball against and he's like trying way too hard.
Yeah.
And then he's backing you down. He's doing bank shots from like 12 feet. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it somehow works. That's kind of that's where Phil's at right now.
Yeah. It's again, it'll be crazy once we get to Augusta and just all these guys come back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for that. All right. Something I kind of wish we didn't have to talk about.
Yeah.
We've officially entered the danger zone of one and done.
Yeah, we're almost we are desperate this week and probably next week with Riv.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the waste management's an elevated event this year, is it? I don't think it is.
It's not.
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the lower purses, like 8.8 million total purse. So
no wonder guys are dropping out.
Right, and when you've got two, sandwich between the elevated events,
Yeah.
still a pretty strong field. But we have, Jordan Spieth did not get it done for us, T39. But hey, they would have played Sunday.
That's my thing. Is like, okay, of course he wasn't going to win, but. If he shoots like 65 or something, well, with how the weather was, like if he shoots like a couple under par, he probably gets on the cusp of the top 20. That's a lot different than 30, 39th or whatever it was.
I feel like this is going to be freaking Jason Day all over again here, I think. Might have just taken him a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so he doesn't get it done for us. We dropped to 3,211th place with a measly 308,000 total. The leaders, a couple people had Wyndham, so people jumped all the way up to 5.44 million. We are way back. We're about $1 million outside of the money at this point.
Which is
so
there's still a lot of golf left.
Tons of golf left. Tons of big money
but
left.
we need to get on the positive side of things here.
We got to get on the board with, at least a top 5 finish.
Yeah.
Build some momentum and start hitting some big ones at the signature events.
For sure.
And again, somehow, we had other options on the board that we left for dead. JT finished tie for 6. That would have been nice. I laughed at your Bo Hostler pick. He was the second best among our picks, T14. Fleetwood T31 and Max, didn't really do much. T66, not great. So yeah, we're on to the WM Phoenix Open, no longer Waste Management. I'm a brand steward first and foremost, so we'll give them their due. WM Phoenix Open. A lot of course history at this one, a lot of crossover with other TPC tracks. The guys that come here and play here typically play pretty well year over year. Used to be the Hideki Matsuyama Open.
Yeah, he did heat this place up, didn't he?
Him and Ricky basically just handed the trophy back and forth for a few years there. Scotty Scheffler, back-to-back, going for the three-peat. Don't want to use Scotty on a none, but I mean, he might freaking win. So the big thing about this course, and as I say, Hideki and Scotty, the putting is neutralized. You can be a bad putter and win at this place very easily.
Yep.
I don't know if the greens are just easier or...
Yeah, I don't think they're like overly hard to read.
Yeah.
They're probably pretty pure. Yeah.
Sure.
Bad putters don't want bumpy tracks. Like they already have enough they're thinking about. They don't need to think about the ball bouncing.
Right.
Like last week at Pebble. I'll tell you, I didn't do a lot of research. I'm going with gut feeling. I'm mostly on how guys are playing. Like right now. Like how are you playing right this second?
I took a combo of form and recent form and course history here specifically. So
okay. Do you want to name your first one?
Sam Burns.
Okay, I thought about him.
I think he finished tied for 6th here last year, and he's got, I think, a T6 and a top 10 the last 2 weeks he's played. So he's trending in the right direction. I don't think he'll be overly popular. But definitely a guy that can get a W at a course in a field like this. So wouldn't feel bad about that.
My first one, Eric Cole. Seems it's got to be his week. He's playing some really good golf. He really is.
I'm just waiting for the wheels to fall off. He's playing so much.
No, this is going to be it. This is his tournament. I truly feel like he's playing some really good golf.
I'll give Tyler a shout out for that. I gave him shit for that pick on Instagram, but
yeah, I mean he is. He's playing good golf. I mean he's.
There's like actual data out there about like guys that play. I think there's like a point of no return. It's like either week 4 or 5 in a row, and I think he's at week 5.
Yeah,
that's my only.
I get it.
There.
I get it.
But
that's why he's third. He's third.
I also think he might be top 20, but do I really think he'll win? Probably not. That's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, fair enough. What's your second one?
I don't want to do this, but I just put him in here because Scotty, man. He's the best player and the best ball striker in the world. We'll put it that way. He's the best player in the world, probably too. And this is his track. He's back-to-back defending champion. I don't want to burn him here personally, but
yeah,
I had to put him in the top 3 for this event. Especially because we're desperate.
Yeah, I get
I mean,
it.
if he wins, we wouldn't be mad about using him.
I guess what I will say this is like I wanna pick a guy. Eric Cole's probably gonna. I mean, he's been the handicappers out there. They are on the Eric Cole like train. They like, there's guys out there. I swear to God, bet him every week.
I mean, the form,
every week,
the data, all of it, Matt. Yeah, I mean, I get why.
Yeah. So my second one, excuse me. Oh shit, where'd he go? Ricky Fowler was my second one.
How's he been playing?
I guess he played okay this week. Leading up to Pebble wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Man, this is
it just seems like I don't. And that's okay. So it's that, and it's like I don't know. It just like it kind of seems like probably from the past. Like it just seems like a course he could get right on. You know what I mean? It does. That's mostly. It's like okay, he showed some signs of life last week. This is a course I feel like he can probably get right on. Like really right, like winning right.
Yeah, I mean he's done it before and has a really
proven winner too.
That, so I don't hate it. Number one, this is just converging trends. The dude is like fire at this course, on an absolute heater right now. JT. I hate doing it at a lesser purse event, but it just feels like the win is coming.
It seems like it's on the cusp.
And
for sure.
He's like played this event each of the last like 6 years, and it's like his worst finish is like T12 or something. Like it feels like it's. Converging.
I don't hate it.
It's converging here.
I know. I don't hate it, and we talked about being probably. It's better to be early on him, but I feel like how he played at Pebble.
I think he's gonna be popular.
It's going to be a super popular pick, and I feel like we need to go a route that's maybe not so popular. To kind of, I mean, I get it. But it's almost like we need a positive, but we also need a positive when everybody else is not getting a positive. You see what I mean?
If we don't take him here, we might need to commit to doing it next week.
Okay, I would be okay with next week, and I truly felt like next week would be the week that I would like.
I've kind of been
since we didn't take him at Pebble. I was like, Riv. It's kind of felt like.
I've kind of been locking Max in my head for Riv, but I could be persuaded because Max has not played that great lately.
No, he hasn't. He has not.
But I personally want to burn JT here, but I'll listen to arguments. So who's your one?
So my one, again, this is like one of those things that I don't want to burn him for this tournament. Xander.
Well, he withdrew, so we don't need.
Oh, that's right, he did. Oh my God, I forgot about. I made this.
You even text me.
I fucking highlighted these before I did. I even texted you that. I'm a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the other one, third on my list, or like when I was thinking about guys, this is gonna seem off the wall.
Oh no.
But he played fucking pretty good at Pebble. Tom Hoagie. And that's the one. So when I was kind of going through it, I was like, he's won, right? That's definitely swimming against the stream.
I just don't think we need to swim that far against the stream.
I don't think it's, to me though, like he's a guy that I feel like it's a pretty comfortable pick to make the cut. So I don't think he's going to blank us. Like I truly believe how he's playing right now. Like we're not going to get blanked on it, but it could be very beneficial for us. All right. So what are we thinking here?
This is bad. This feels like the most disagreement we've had.
Yeah. I mean, coming off 2 weeks where we agreed.
We're clearly not seeing the board well.
I will tell you this. I will die on the Ricky Hill.
Oh.
If you had to pick one of yours, you pick one of yours, and I'm taking Ricky as mine.
Well, if I'm eliminating because we potentially want to save JT and Scotty, that leaves me with Burns.
Don't hate Burns. I don't really want to burn JT. I mean, I
want to burn JT because I'm like, fuck it, we need to try to win. I truly
felt like when we didn't take him last week that it was the next tournament that we really consider taking him was gonna be Riv. because he's still kind of getting his wheels underneath him. I don't feel comfortable taking him at a cut event. Like, I know that sounds so bad, and he's playing a lot better than he did last year, but it terrifies me. Because then the last thing you want to do is burn him, and he misses the cut.
Yeah, I'm checking something real quick, stats-wise. Hold on.
It just makes me nervous.
I get it.
I can't believe I know I picked these out before.
He putted like shit this last week, but he kind of a little bit of doing it around the green. Still picked up 2.5 on approach.
See, but like I was gonna say, like doing it around the green.
That's what you have to do at Pebble too. It's small greens.
But that's at Pebble, right?
Yeah.
Like here, it's like does getting up and down around the green doesn't really do you much here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Burns putted really well last week, and he was 17th on approach, 2.2 approach to green.
So I think it's down to Burns and Fowler.
I say we send it on Burns.
Okay, I'm good with that.
I'll wear this one if it goes poorly.
Yeah, I mean, I took the Sony one, right? We went with Siwoo. He was my pick. This is yours. Because then we agreed the next 2 weeks, and then now this is yours.
I think, hopefully, I mean, he's playing well.
If Ricky wins, I'll just jump out my top window.
Okay. I don't want that blood on my hands either, though. I don't know. If Ricky was playing,
I'm good with that.
If Ricky was playing slightly better, I'd be in. But of course, he's a horse for the course. He could show up and play great. You're right.
Yeah, and it just feels like it's like on the cusp. It's like a course that he really plays well at. It's like feels like it's like a place that he can get right at.
Yeah,
like that's how I felt with him in Detroit last year. I was like, this is a course that sets up well for him. Like it did not surprise me when he got his comeback win at that course. I'm good. We'll send it on Burns.
All right. Sam Burns, the official back nine six-pack. One and done pick in the race for the Mayo Cup. Please, God, if you're listening.
We need it.
Help.
We need it. We need a top. In a small pot event like this, we really need a top 5 minimum.
Yeah, you got to get one. So
yeah, we don't need any more 20,000s. We've got enough of those. So,
all right. It's time. We're going to the patio.
Yep. Anything goes on the patio. I've got a very interesting predicament here that I'm going to throw out for my question.
Oh, that's great. You want to take the ball here?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's go.
So, would you rather live your entire life with a hot mic that everybody can listen to, or a 24-hour live stream that everybody can watch? No sound on the live stream. Just video. Just video.
Or
a hot mic.
But so it's every day though.
Every day, your entire life. It's tough. I feel like you can get. Go ahead. I'll let you answer, and then I'll kind of tell you my reasoning behind what I would pick.
I mean, for me, I think we might have different answer. For me, I think I'd be okay with the hot mic. I'm a quieter, more reserved person than you. Honestly, my biggest fear would be you idiots getting me canceled, with the hot mic, just being in my vicinity with the hot mic. I think I'd rather have the hot mic. Something feels like highly, highly invasive about having a camera on you at all times.
Okay, other than I should have said this, not in the shower and stuff like that, but every other Other than that, you're on camera. Oh, what is it? The Truman Show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I take my chances with the hot mic.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to have different answers. I thought about I can get away with so much more on camera than I can with a mic on me.
Yeah, I think I'm the opposite. That's great.
I just a lot of. I guess how you say this, if you see a video with no sound, there's a lot of conjecture that goes into it, right? You could be doing something really bad and saying something really bad, but no one's really ever going to know. And you could just be sitting at a bar, right? Or sitting on your couch or whatever. The live mic, for my mouth that runs more often than not, would be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it's going to pick something up, probably. I mean, I get it.
I talk too much shit to have hot mic on me.
I think this question is. I think we both have good self-awareness. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, it was tough because I was like, well, I mean, you can kind of be like, if you're doing something on a mic, you can kind of just be like, guys, like, well, we're going to do our thing, but just like, don't say anything. Like, just silence.
Yeah, I think the video would just honestly just potentially be more embarrassing for me. Just from like a level of like, I don't know, like I'm just using my phone. I'm, sitting around on the couch, like just
it's like, dude, this guy's fucking lazy.
Yeah, like I don't do anything I don't think I do anything weird or bad, but it would just be like, I don't know. It feels too invasive.
Yeah, I get that. No, I definitely, but after thinking about it, it'd definitely be video just because, like I said, I can.
Yeah,
you can
explain away something you do. It's hard. You can't.
Like with no sound, right?
Yes.
Like, you can definitely explain away.
When you literally say something, then you've...
Yeah, it's kind of like all hearsay, right? Like on video, it's like, well, I mean, like, look at me. I'm like, did it look like I said this? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's kind of one of those things that it's a lot of hearsay that goes in the video, like where a hot mic for someone that says a lot of outlandish things like I do would be trouble.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I feel like, but what I liked about it is I think that you're right. There can be different answers. Like most people, I think, would say exactly what you said. Like, give me the hot mic. I don't want a video on me the entire time. Like, especially, I think most women, just because like, they want to look good and stuff like that. It's like you see them in the morning, like no makeup. They'd probably be more on the hot mic side, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Although I do know some women that probably should not have a hot mic on them. So. Like, it would be ugly. So,
all right. Well, I went down. It's Super Bowl week. I wanted to give us a chance to talk a little football. So, my question, very simple question: drums or flats?
Oh, drums.
Whew, that was fast.
Yeah, I don't like flats.
I flip-flop on this, and I don't know why.
I used to be a flat guy.
I used to think flats were it for sure. And I've kind of I drifted towards drums for a bit, and then I feel like I'm coming back around to flats.
Yeah, I think flats are harder to eat, which has kind of swayed me towards drums probably in the last, I don't know, they seem, I think they're a lot more work to get the meat off. Like, I don't think drums are that hard to get the meat off.
Yeah, I think that's where I thought I liked the drums, because it was like, oh, this is like more meat. Like, it's the better value pick, right?
Yeah.
Less mess, more meat. But I don't know. Something about when you have wings, like it feels like the flats just represent a wing better,
I mean, obviously, wings, right?
Like I think of wings in my head and I think of flats for.
For sure. But I think from a standpoint of like ease of eating and stuff like that, drums are, I think there's more meat on drums. I could be 100% wrong about that.
I think that's right too.
See, I've run into people like, no, there's more meat on a flat, and I'm like,
it depends. Sometimes you get those flats that are real weak. All right, blue cheese or ranch?
Ranch.
Oh, blue cheese is the answer.
Well, wings and rings. I'm not giving free ads here. Wings and rings, blue cheese, 100%. Okay. Their blue cheese is phenomenal.
So you can be restaurant dependent with that.
Yes.
So some people are just like never blue cheese.
No, I'm not never, but I think like there's a couple places with some really good blue cheese.
Wild Mike says the goat blue cheese. They house make it. It's got like a little bit of onion in it too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know who used to have like random, shout out Jeff Stein. March 1st used to have really good blue cheese. I think they still have it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but they had blue cheese there. And it was pretty good.
Let's try it out. We'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, but it's something that's like homemade. Something that feels homemade blue cheese is always better than
way better. Yeah. Not even close.
It's like some of that bottled stuff can get a little disgusting.
Oh, yeah. And it just, I don't know. It doesn't have the same consistency, texture. If you're a texture person, you get like that runny blue cheese. Kind of,
yeah. It's got to be
have a
chunkier. A little thicker.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest thing is sometimes you get like blue cheese or ranch at like a wing place, and you can't tell the difference between ranch and blue cheese, which is by the way, insane. You should easily be able to tell the difference between blue cheese and ranch.
Yeah, you should know by looking.
Like that's the one thing. Like Buffalo Wild Wings, it's like, yeah, you get a waitress, right? And
Here's
they're
your
like,
white sauce.
They're like, here you go. It's like, is that ranch or blue cheese? And they're like, you know what? I don't know. It's like, that's a problem. Like, that is a big problem.
1,000% a problem.
Yeah.
All right, where do you stand on traditional versus boneless wings?
So before I was a big boneless guy. In my health kick, naked wings, obviously, it's kind of one of those delectables that I can kind of still eat. And it's, if you get like non-breaded wings, like they're not bad for you.
You can do grilled wings or whatever too, yeah.
Like they're not bad for you. It's chicken, you know what I mean? And like some of the sauces can get a little like unhealthy, but 100% now that like traditional wings for sure.
Yeah, I am a never boneless guy. Like, it's not even a wing. That's a chicken nugget for an adult.
I will say there's a restaurant in Tiffin where I went to college. They're boneless wings. One, like, in college, we ate it all the time because you could get, like, a pound of wings for, like, $5. So, I do them there. Theirs are really good there. But, like, for the majority of the time, it's traditional, 100%.
Boneless wings aren't even wings, like I said.
I mean, they're chicken nuggets.
It's adult chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they're chicken nuggets with sauce on them, like that you don't have to dip it in,
Dry rub or sauce?
Man, I'll tell you, I'm swinging more towards the dry rub nowadays.
Yeah, I've been feeling that too. I've gotten deep into spicy garlic though, and I think that's the sauce of choice.
That's where it's like I'm getting away from dry rub. The spicy garlic, like a spicy garlic, like. Sauce, oh man, there ain't nothing like a good one is nothing better, and that's where Buffalo Wild Wings excels. I think their spicy garlic is phenomenal. It's like truly amazing. I think their wings are kind of trash, but their spicy garlic sauce is perfect. But dry rubs, I've started to like them. I've had lemon pepper, which. Phenomenal. Dry rub. Cajun obviously is a no-brainer. What did we have? Remember when we met up at Putter's that one time? What was that dry rub they had up there?
They have a couple. I think one they have is like just like their own mix or whatever. But then they also do an Old Bay one.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Traditionally a seafood.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Seasoning,
though.
But yeah,
it's pretty good.
They're pretty good. They're not bad.
Yeah, I had a Grippo's barbecue dry rub.
Excellent too,
dude. It was amazing.
Yeah, non-Cincinnati people, if you're listening, you got to find a way to get some Grippo's barbecue chips in your life.
Yeah,
we've talked about it before, but
take that seasoning and like put it on a chicken wing.
They sell the seasoning. You probably order it.
You can definitely order it online. Dry rubs. I'm starting to get more into dry rubs for sure. I used to never be a dry rub guy, but they've advanced their dry rub, science over the last 10 years.
Yeah. For sure. All right, good. I'm glad we got on the record with all of our wing takes there.
Now, here's the thing. Do you get celery with yours or no?
I never eat it, but, like, it comes with it. I don't know,
Yeah, I don't eat I try to get carrots anytime I get wings.
Yeah, a lot of places will ask you carrots or celery. I feel like the gut reaction's always celery, but maybe carrots is
if they offer me carrots or it's a place that I know has carrots, I'll get carrots with mine.
Yeah, I can
see that. For sure.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know what kind of psychopath out there eats celery. It's like, I don't think it has any taste.
Every once in a while, it's not bad. I mean, it's better as an ingredient, obviously.
For sure.
Because it does add flavor.
Or if you, like, dip it in peanut butter or something. Like, have you ever done that?
I have, but I prefer to put it in ranch
eat it all the time,
whatever.
But it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That was a good Super Bowl, yeah, because I'm assuming everybody's going to be eating a little bit of chicken wingy.
We always get wings and make a bunch of sides at the house. Do you have any traditional, like, you have to have this on Super Bowl Sunday type food?
No, not really.
A lot of people do like chili, which I get.
I would say, actually, I'll say this. Over the last 3 or 4 years, we've done a Mexican place, like a truly Tex-Mex Mexican place in Cincinnati on Super Bowl Sunday. I could
get down with that too.
Like, dude, it's so good. And then honestly, we get it like 2 or 3 times a year, and that's one of the days we get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly amazing. And like, there's not a lot of Tex-Mex places in Cincinnati. Obviously, Tex-Mex is mostly in Texas.
Sure.
But that I guess I should say that. So over the last 2 or 3 years, I think we've gotten it every year in like the last 3 years. So maybe that's becoming our go-to on Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl is kind of like the end of wing season. You get like maybe a little extension with March Madness, but like after that, it's kind of like, damn, like wings kind of just go away from me.
Yeah, I don't really eat a lot of chicken wings in like the summer.
Yeah, it's very football season.
It is
for me.
100%. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like chili, right?
Yeah,
like you're gonna eat chili up until like maybe March, and then like after that, you're not gonna have it again, and probably till in October. No. Like yeah, I'd agree with that for sure.
All right, last thing before we get out of here, do you have a lean in the game?
Look, I've bet enough against Kansas City to learn my lesson.
I know.
Like, it's becoming the point, it's getting to the point where it's like Tom Brady-ish, where it's like, if Tom Brady is on the field in a playoff game, you just, if you're fucking smart enough, you just don't bet against him.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, maybe it's not even like Patrick Mahomes. It's just like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes together, right? Like, it's like Andy Reid's a genius. Patrick Mahomes is like him, not like him. Like, he's a generational talent. Like, he's not had the best year this year, but he's a generational talent. He's electric to watch. Like, you can't really debate that. Mm-hmm. And he's a proven winner, right? And it's kind of one of those things, like, you just be a fucking idiot to bet against them. I mean, as much as you hate them, like, and I hate Kansas City. I've got Kansas City fatigue.
Yeah, same.
At this point. But it's kind of one of those things. It's like, it's hard to bet against them unless Joe Burrow's on the other sideline. Like, it really is, because he's the only one that's proven to beat them. Tom Brady beat him in the Super Bowl, but that's been about it. Like, Tom Brady and Joe Burrow. And Tom Brady's not in the league anymore. So
yeah, I saw that stat where it was like Brady gave Mahomes his first regular season, postseason, and Super Bowl loss.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's why he's the GOAT, man. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, I was actually talking with my mom about it this morning. Like, I think football has gotten... It used to be like you could be like, like the 2000 Ravens, right? You could have Trent Dilfer if you had a sick elite team.
Unbelievable defense. It's not like that anymore.
No, it's like stars win now in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the pedigree of Andy Reid and Mahomes, like in the playoffs, like you just... I think they've proven it to this point. I mean, you can't bet against that. And what's going to happen is I've always bet against it, and then I'm going to freaking go on now, and it's going to be when they lose. But, like, even though the Niners apparently, like, they look like a better team, their defense been getting torched.
Yeah.
It worries me.
Yeah.
This is probably the best defense the Chiefs have had in their run.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even think
best running game.
Yeah, I don't think it's, and that's why they're here, right? Like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes didn't even have to be his best for them to get here.
And he's just going to make the plays that matter.
So that's kind of the line I thought on when I was thinking about, and I've got to place my bets early. I can't bet in Mexico. So my bets will be in by probably Wednesday night, like props and everything. But like when I look at a playoff football game, right, I think coach-wise, Andy Reid's probably got the lean, but like Kyle Shanahan's a fucking smart-ass coach. Like he's elite. Like you took Brock Purdy to a fucking Super Bowl, man. Like it's truly unbelievable.
And Jimmy Garoppolo.
Like truly unbelievable shit as a coach. So like when you start talking, and like I don't think San Francisco's defense has played. They were not the defense in the playoffs has not been the defense from the season.
Not at all.
They've got some injuries. They've got some guys milking some injuries that are kind of lingering. So maybe that's got something to do with it. It's obviously not like 2 weeks. It's not going to heal. Like magically, they're going to be 100%. So like the defenses were probably a little even. So like when I see this even, it's like, okay, who's got the better quarterback? Well, it's not even close. And in a big game, it's like you have to have the best quarterback. And that's why I'm like, it blows my fucking mind that they're underdogs. It truly feels like a trap. It feels like the trap of all traps of them being an underdog. But that's kind of how I thought about it. It's like, all right, you got like pushes all across the field. It's like the position that matters the absolute most in the NFL. The Chiefs got a better quarterback than the 49ers.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened last time they played, right? It's kind of a push across the field. It was Jimmy G versus Patrick Mahomes, Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'll tell you, the last time I, on record, bet against Tom Brady, it was the Falcons Super Bowl. And as soon as he won that game, I'm like, I will fucking never make that mistake again. Ever.
I did it the Bucs Super Bowl where they beat the Chiefs. And the Bucs were the underdog in that game too.
Yep.
Man.
I know. And I will tell you this. Them beating Baltimore, last time I bet against Patrick Mahomes. Unless he's playing Joe Burrow. Then I think it's something where it's like you can kind of like maybe talk about, because he's the only one with a winning record against him, maybe other than Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. That's when you go, okay, maybe you can go the other way. But like if he's playing anybody else, I'm not going to bet against him. Especially not as an underdog.
And this will be the third time in a row they're underdogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, hey, bet at your own risk, but it just seems like a stupid bet.
I might just have to avoid the actual game itself and just go. You
got to have a bet on the game.
Yeah,
you got to at least something, like a little something.
Sure.
But I think the money line is like, it's like even money. It might even be like minus 105. I saw it at minus 105 at one point.
I saw plus 105 for the Chiefs.
Okay, well maybe it was just the time of day I looked at it and stuff like that. But that to me means Vegas is setting the line to take in bets, but they truly believe that the Chiefs are going to win.
Right.
Because if they thought that the 49ers are going to win, that money line would probably be a little higher. Like maybe even plus 110.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the way I look at it. I think Vegas truly doesn't believe they're the underdog. I think they truly believe that they're going to win the game, which is probably what's going to happen. But I just can't bet against them. That's what it comes down to.
All right. Man, I don't know if I'm prepared to see them on the podium again. Anyway,
thank God I'll be in West Coast time because I'll actually probably remember the Super Bowl. If it was actually at 6:30, a day at the pool and golfing.
Yeah, at least you've got the beach.
I probably wouldn't even remember the game.
Man, I'm jealous. All right. Well, on that note, we'll get out of here. Please subscribe, rate, and view the show. Really appreciate that. Follow us on social media at Back96Back. Hit us up if you want to buy a hat, a towel. We'll throw in a koozie, a sticker for you. And until then, I guess next week we'll see you after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be back Monday, so we'll be back in here.
Here we go. Cheers.
See ya. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six-Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six-Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.